Hello, I'm having myself my Slurpee. And I'm rolling a fag. And this is not a fag, this is my glasses, but I will be rolling a fag. Get over it. Okay, so this is from Rachel. And she says, Bro, what's your thoughts on alternative therapies, i.e. Reiki, reflexology, crystal healing, etc.? What are my thoughts on it? My thoughts on it is it's very, very important. At one stage, it was all we had. Until suddenly Big Pharma came in with its expensive medicines, and that's that. A year after I was diagnosed with having osteoarthritis, I went to the doctor and I said, is there anything else I can do? They kept giving me these tablets, pumping these tablets down me. And she said, well, we can give you these tablets and these tablets and these. And I said, no, something else, you know. And she said, well, you can go on a short acupuncture course because it's expensive. You can only go once every 2 to 3 years. I said, that's not very bloody good, but yeah, sign me up. Now, this is just a state of what we are now. I can go into the doctors and get tablets weekly, no problem. But acupuncture, I can only get every 2 to 3 years for a short session. Anyway, I went for the acupuncture for 6 weeks, and first 3 weeks, it was very nice, very relaxing. First 3 weeks didn't touch me. About the 4th week, I was something like 70 or 80% pain-free. Amazing. Then the rest, you know, a couple of more weeks and then it was over, and I was about 60 to 70%, maybe 50% pain-free. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, you know, pain started coming back. And then 3 or 4 weeks after that, the pain was nearly back to where it was. 3 or 4 weeks later, it was bang, it was there. So it lasted 3 or 4 months, you know. I'm a great believer in whatever works, works. We only call it alternative. I don't know why we call it alternative. Well, I suppose it's alternative to the money, to the Big Pharma. But it was the first way of healing. The first form of medication and all the rest of it. So it wasn't alternative then, it was just medication or healing or whatever you want to call it. And I suppose the first load of medicine that they started dishing out, they would have called alternative medicine, wouldn't they? Feeding people tablets, and they would have called it alternative tablets, because it was alternative to whatever. I go and have a monthly massage, and it does me so good on so many levels, you know, it really does. Number one, I find it very, very relaxing. It's nice to have a chat. I have a 10-minute chat, then me massage for about an hour. But I find it so relaxing, so calming, so peaceful. It just does like that, and it helps with my depression, definitely. I feel very blissed out when I get back home and just happy, and you know, and then of course it's got rid of aches and pains and all the knots and stuff that you carry in the back of your shoulders and everything else, you know. So that's alternative, and of course that works, you know. Same as aromatherapy or reflexology or anything really. You know, if I light an incense stick, my favourite incense stick of all time is Nag Champa. Love it. I absolutely love Nag Champa. I've got some new, I don't know where they are now. I've got some new sort of incense sticks. They're not incense sticks. Oh yes, I do. I put them in there in the lounge. Palo Santo, Palosanto. Might even have an S on the end. Palo Santo. Anyway, do your research. It's from a tree. It's called the holy tree, actually. It's in the Amazon in Peru. And you get a little stick. You just light it, blow it out after, say, 10 seconds. And then it lasts for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Unlike an incense stick that burns all the way down until it's done, this just burns for a short period, and the smoke comes up, and you've got this smell of, I don't know what it is, it's special. Palo Santo. It's kind of, to me, it's like mango. I don't know. Imagine beautiful crushed up leaves of some kind, just fresh, bright. Anyway, it's supposed to have a healing quality, that, and I actually think it does. If I feel my mood is dropping a little bit, I light a Palo Santo and I just waft it around under me, just like that, just for a few seconds, and we're done. And I do feel a little bit better. Whether that's psychosysmatic, I don't know, but I do. One thing that does help me is patchouli oil. And patchouli, I put on my wrists, like that, I dab it on my neck. And do you know what? The smell of that lifts my mood from there to there every time. Still does after 30 years of putting it on. Maybe 40. God, 40 years. Fucking hell, 40 years I've been wearing patchouli oil. Yeah, because I would have been 17, so... Oh God, 40 years have gone by. Anyway, whatever. Let's not dwell on that. Yeah, the smell, aromatherapy is wonderful, I think, really. I mean, if I smell fresh mown lawn, pipe tobacco, what do I love? Baked bread, you know, bread cooking, things like that. You know, I get a lift inside of me. You know, those smells probably wouldn't work for everybody, but you find your own. So alternative therapies, it all depends what you class as alternative therapies, but I'm a great believer in what works, you know, that's it, you know. And the modern day, people are hating on people for all sorts of things, you know. I smoke, get over it, right? Even this, you know, that was well, it is a kind of a therapy, isn't it? Smoking. Now nobody agrees with it, and everybody's, oh, it's against the law, and oh, it's disgusting, you mustn't do it, you're killing yourself. Yeah, and so are you, just walking down the road, just breathing in car exhaust fumes, you know. I like a fag, and it settles me, and I feel nice and relaxed and peaceful. Same as me Slurpee. You know, I'm not bothered what's good for you and what's bad for you, or what we're told. But, pardon me. Yeah, whatever works, works. I think it really is as simple as that. I have had a couple of people saying, I'm going to send you Reiki, and they could live, you know, wherever, 10 miles away or 1,000 miles away. I don't believe that works. You know, it's probably upset anybody who does Reiki. I don't believe that works at all, because I've had a number of people over the years that have said, I'm going to send you Reiki healing tonight, and I feel exactly the same. You know, I wish I didn't, and I wish I was better, and I was hoping and, you know, trying to be better, but I'm not better. So I don't believe that works at all. I believe that hands-on, and I believe being in somebody's presence, energy healing, crystal healing, sound healing, whatever, being in somebody's presence, I believe, can help in lots of ways with healing. But when somebody says, I'm going to send you Reiki, it's a bit like when somebody says, I'm going to pray for you. Don't bother. You know, you're going to pray to some invisible man. It's pointless, you know. Do something, you know, not pray. or think, I'll think for you tonight. Imagine me saying that to somebody. Oh, I know you're going through a rough time. I'll think of you. Oh, well, thanks very much. That'll help. And that's what praying is. And to me, that's what Reiki is. Sorry if I've offended everybody who prays and everybody who does Reiki, but it's my thoughts, my opinions, really. But yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do, obviously, to help yourself, but there's a lot of alternative therapies out there. As long as people don't charge too much, then I'm quite happy and willing to give them a whirl. You know, I don't like being overcharged. It's a little bit of a drive away from where I am. There's a clinic, I think it's called like the Wellness Clinic or the All Being Clinic or something, I don't know. The fucking money they charge, you know. Reiki session, I think, is £55 for half an hour. Oh, there was one that I was interested in. There's like a stretching thing, and they pull on your ankles. That's what I need. They pull on your ankles and hold it for 10 seconds and release. Then they do it again and again and again. And it's an hour to do that, and they pull your shoulders back and hold them, all the rest of it. It's £77 for the hour. And then you have to have two, what do they call it? You know, two more sessions. I can't remember what they called it. They're £55 a time. I wouldn't pay that. I wouldn't pay a quarter of that, you know. If it was 15 quid, I'd be interested. But at £77, no tar. All right, babes. Hey, my dog's just come in. I'm going to spend some time with him now. Thanks, Rachel. Whatever works, works. Take care, everybody, and be well. Cheers. Ta then. Be well.